Oh, how I remember those nights. The clock would strike 8 p.m., and the real battle would begin. My little ones, once full of laughter and energy, would transform into masters of negotiation and delay tactics. "Just one more story, please?" They'd plead with those big, innocent eyes. Sound familiar? Every parent knows the struggle of bedtime with young children. It can feel like an endless tug of war, leaving everyone exhausted and frustrated. We'd try everything: warm baths, soothing music, even the occasional bribe, but nothing seemed to work. The truth was, I was at my wit's end. The lack of sleep was taking its toll on everyone, especially me. I knew something had to change. Our family needed a peaceful bedtime routine, and we needed it desperately. Those early mornings were brutal. I was running on fumes, trying to function on a combination of caffeine and sheer willpower. The kids weren't much better. They were cranky, irritable, and their energy levels were all over the place. It felt like we were stuck in a vicious cycle. The more tired they were, the harder it was to get them to sleep. And the less sleep they got, the more chaotic our days became. I knew that children thrive on routine and consistency, but somewhere along the way, we had veered drastically off course. The lack of sleep was affecting everything. Our once happy home was filled with tension. Mealtimes were a struggle, and even simple outings became stressful. I was starting to feel like a failure as a parent. I knew I had to find a solution, not just for my sanity, but for the well-being of my children. One day, after yet another particularly rough morning, I decided enough was enough. I was determined to find a way to bring peace back into our lives. I knew I needed help, so I turned to what had become my best friend, information. I started researching everything I could about children's sleep patterns, bedtime routines, and the importance of consistency. I read books, consulted with other parents, and even talked to our pediatrician. And slowly but surely, I began to understand the science behind sleep and its impact on children's physical and emotional development. I learned about the importance of creating a calming bedtime routine, establishing clear boundaries, and being consistent, even on weekends. It was a real eye-opener. I realized that I wasn't alone in this struggle, and more importantly, there were proven strategies that could help us reclaim our evenings and get everyone the sleep they desperately needed. Armed with new knowledge and determination, we embarked on our journey to establish a peaceful bedtime routine. We started by setting a regular bedtime and wake-up time for our children, even on weekends. We created a calming bedtime routine that included a warm bath, a healthy snack, and story time. We also made some changes to their sleep environment, making sure their room was cool, dark, and quiet. We even invested in some blackout curtains and a white noise machine. At first, there was some resistance, as with any new routine, but we were consistent, firm, and loving in our approach. We made it clear that bedtime was non-negotiable, but we also made it a special time for bonding and connection. We would snuggle up together, read their favorite stories, and talk about their day. Slowly but surely, the magic started to happen.